She's relentless, a fierce adversary of Venezuela's leftist government. Congresswoman Maria Corina Machado leads a hardline wing of the opposition and is either admired or nosed like few Venezuelan politicians. Machado is a fierce anti-communist who never tires of denouncing Cuba's strong influence in the government. Even her detractors could see she's gutsy. Machado scored points when she confronted deceased President Hugo Chavez during a State of the Nation address. When students began protesting against violence and shortages, Machado called for all Venezuelans to take to the streets to force out Chavez's democratically elected successor, Nicolás Maduro.
Venezuela's top court upheld a 15-year ban on opposition leader Maria Corina Machado holding public office. President Nicolás Maduro's government announced this ban in June, days after she officially declared her presidential candidacy.
How does it feel to be perhaps the most vilified person in this country?
This is a matter of will. Every single person you see in the street now is a volunteer, and we will fight for a transition to democracy. We have the support of a majority of the population.
Maria Corina Machado is one of the strongest critical voices of the Maduro regime in Venezuela. As one of the main opposition leaders in the country, she bravely raises her voices on behalf of so many of her compatriots who stand for freedom and democracy. And for that, and that alone, the Venezuelan authorities portray Maria Corina as a traitor and a terrorist, recognized as one of the most influential women in the world. Back home in Venezuela, Maria Corina has been banned from holding public office and subject to numerous threats of imprisonment, as well as threats to her life. The recipient of many international awards for her courage in defending democracy and the rule of law, she's been accused of high treason, terrorism, and conspiracy.
Maria Corina Machado speaks of an existential fight that is much greater than any presidential election. She is replacing humiliation for dignity, division for unity, and suppression for hope. Guided by her courage and truth, she has restored hope to millions of Venezuelan families. Our country is facing a moment of reckoning, and Maria Corina Machado is our beacon of hope.
The top United Nations human rights official today criticized Venezuelan authorities for what he called arbitrary detentions and disproportionate use of force, more than 2 weeks after elections that the opposition says it won.
In downtown Caracas, they lit candles to demand democracy, but also memorialize what they called their lost freedom and the regime's opponents who've been disappeared since they demanded President Nicolás Maduro step down for allegedly stealing last month's election.
Maduro said a couple days ago, "I'm a terrorist." The regime knows that the defeat they suffered was huge. The world knows that Venezuelan people voted for change, and we have the proofs. And at this point, the only thing Maduro has done is use violence and be surrounded by the top ranks of the military. But this is not sustainable. We will not surrender, we will not give up, and we ask for the democratic world to accompany the Venezuelan people on this struggle for freedom